This video is for Alexander123. It's their tier 4 Patreon request. The song is Flashback. The artist is MIYAVI. And I said to myself, well, I don't really know who that is. So I had to look him up. This is what it says. Takamasa Ishihara, better known as his stage name MIYAVI, is a Japanese guitarist, singer-songwriter, record producer, and actor known for his finger-slapping style of playing guitar. I'm looking at pictures here. It says he's 42. This dude looks 25. Let's go. The power of music. Love to see it. All right, I'm excited. Let's go.
Coming in, coming out, my wallet me tell me now. No tsunami leather, you can see me, but you hear me loud. Don't that make you crazy now? Don't that make you crazy
Sweet, that kind of groove, right? Okay, nice. This has a throwback feel too. You know what I'm saying? Okay, here we go. That was a nice intro. What I mean by a throwback, it's like not like 90s hip hop, but it has like that like Beastie Boys kind of sound, almost like Chili Pepper-ish, just like a little bit of Flea, kind of Chad Smithy, not too much, just a little bit. I think the main reason I say that is because of how tight the rhythm is on the slap bass and the kick drum here in the beginning.
Coming in, coming out, my wallet me tell me now. No.
Yeah, that's wide open. Sorry, those rhythms are so tight. The rest is wide open. It's like an open freeway for the voice, and the voice definitely soars over the top. It kind of takes up all the other real estate.
Coming in, coming out, my wallet.
Yeah, it's super tight. Plus, like, playing slap bass is percussive. Like, a drummer and a bassist are already, like, it's a pretty solid unit. Those two people need to be very like-minded and, like, super tight, especially listening to each other. But when you play slap bass, that's a percussive way to play the instrument. So you're really kind of taking two people and making them one drummer, if that makes sense, because just listen how tight. And now some developments. Like, we use that type of lick all the time. Those note choices are always going to be funky, like root, octave, flat 7, that kind of stuff. If you don't know what that means, it doesn't matter. It's all good. Just know that there are like pretty specific note choices within like a pretty simple scale format that you know when you play, and a drummer and a bassist play a certain way, it's always going to unlock a good sound, like a danceable sound, if that makes sense. And we're about to do some thematic like theme and development of that same lick right here. Coming up right here. Yeah, that's nice. I knew there's a jump in there somewhere. So you take like the groove that just happened like 4 bars ago, and now you turn that more into a like rhythmic based melody. Like, it is a melody. Like, it's not like a melody like you would totally say in the normal sense, but it still is though. And it's really good though, because it hits, right? It's funky. It makes you bob your head. That's pretty cool. Back a couple seconds. Let's keep going. And it repeats. All right, let's keep going and see where this goes. 2,
Coming out, my wallet me tell me now. No tsunami leather, you can't see me, but you hear me loud. Don't that make you crazy now? Don't that make you crazy now?
All right, so for that verse, it basically was the groove and the melody stacked on top of it. We had a couple other little like maybe distant guitar voicings going on. Not too much. Obviously, voice is still the prime component there, but we did add a percussive layer. We added 16th notes on the hi-hat. So you're getting going on. I'm not going to go back the whole thing. We don't need to. I'm just going to go back like 3 seconds, and then we'll see if we get some other variation stuff happening.
It's all upside down.
Oh, that's cool. You know, we're going somewhere else. I think part of the reason this sounds like kind of throwback to me is like that guitar line, the melody that we're talking about. There's some like effects on it. It almost makes it sound like saxophone-esque. Not really. It's definitely a guitar, but it just has that like timbre, meaning like the tone of the instrument. It could be like just comparable in this instance. Now, the reason I brought it up is because that section we just heard right here, we get some really cool like harmonic support here. Some like funky. Listen to that. Yeah, that was pretty nice. Okay, let's keep going. Oh. Well, that's different. We'll go back to that in a second. Okay, so we read the most replayed section. I'm not surprised. We read in the description, he said known for his slap guitar style. That's what you're hearing right there. I want to put that in context again because that was pretty cool. This whole little section, this build was cool. We get back to this choir drop, we'll let it go. But I'm just strictly listening down to the guitar line to absorb all this slap stuff. It's coming up. Here we go. Yeah, man. Where are we going now? Obviously a very, very different feel when you get here. Like, I think the biggest thing for me, it's you take away the lower foundations. And we talk about this like almost every single video because in music, it happens all the time. You want to create a really big, like a shift for your listener. Just pull the bottom out. You'd be surprised how much it happens. Like, especially on this channel, the type of music we're listening to. But this one's like very effective, right? Because you pull that away, you're just kind of forced. Like your ears are like, what is going to happen right here? And we get a cool, like, I don't know, like every downbeat, there's no rhythm from the chorus, the choir. Ba, 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 dee, da, 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 space. Ba. And then eventually it starts bleeding over the bar line. But we get that like little motif, rhythmic motif kind of set up. And it works really well. That space is great. I just think, you know, with the synth stuff going on in the background, that is a great way because that's like beginning of this chorus here. You can sing along. Everyone be in the club. Everyone be screaming that. Like, it's perfect design for what it's doing. Like, they clearly know what's up. And then you bring in the 4 on the floor and the drum, and we bring back the slap bass. It's perfect. At the backbeat, we're cool. We're going. We'll go back to this change here in a second. I just want to comment like, wow, we've really, it almost feels like a Jamiroquai song now a little bit, just with the way the bass totally changed in its sound. It's funky and slap, but not the same. It's not mixed the same way. It was so bright. If we rewound right now, this is 149 here. We're gonna come back to 149 in a second. Listen to the beginning. Just listen to how bright the bass is.
Coming in, coming out.
Hear that? That's piercing. One more time. This is a piercing sound, not in a bad way, just in the way it's mixed and EQ'd.
Coming in, coming out.
That's way different. Now we go back to 149 and you listen what the bass feels like. It is so much more mellow. It's still slap and funky, but it's going to have a completely different effect on you. You know what I'm talking about? Good though. Woo. And if you're asking yourself, well, how is that achieved? Well, there's two main ways. Well, three, okay. You can change stuff electronically, like in the mix and stuff. But from a player's perspective, the first way is how you play the instrument. You know, how are you using your fingers or your thumb, and where are you playing relative to the pickups, okay? The second way is, are you changing knobs? Are you changing tone of the instrument? And all these things, we alter this stuff all the time. It's as common as speaking. And you know, when you're really trying to emphasize a story, you might talk with your hands. You change the way that your voice gets deeper. Maybe you're mad, you're yelling. You know, that it's just the same thing with an instrument. Like, you don't. Those of you that play, you already know this, but this channel is about making music more accessible to folks that don't play. And when you pick up an instrument, you need to know that, like, it doesn't sound the same. Like, if I pass a guitar to 10 different guitarists, like without even changing any knobs, and it's plugged into the same amp, same dials are all the same on the amp, it's going to sound like 10 different ways player to player. That's like That might sound a little confusing, but first of all, that's like the beauty of music. That's the best part about like appreciating artists, because everyone has a different, you know, skill set, proficiency, where they're on the journey and the instrument. But let's say like all those players are accomplished players, like no one in that setting is like a beginning or a learning person, even though music is a lifelong journey. But let's just ignore that for a second. The point is, like the ways someone's hand is made, the way their skin feels, and like all that stuff matters. We're tangenting. Sorry, Tangent Tony's coming out right here. The whole point was to show you that the bass right here is super, it's like engineered super different than the beginning. I'm sorry. That's a little bit off the point, but just in case you never thought about that stuff, it's important to think about that stuff. And this is why people geek out on music, man. This is why people buy too many guitars, by the way. Like, I'm pretty responsible with my instruments. I have a bass that I love, that I've owned, that I've played professionally with for a long, long, long time. Do I need more basses? Yes, of course I do. But I have found one that works within many styles, and that has been a successful pocketbook decision. We're going to keep going. We're talking too much. I'm sorry. Oh, cool. It's probably going to repeat here. I just got to say it, though. That guitar line, the harmony line underneath is great. We got the offbeat stuff and the hi-hat happening and all the vocal stuff. Man, it's not just a dance track. It is, but it's not, right? There's some really cool layers going on. We're just going to let it play out here because I'm assuming it's going to be similar in context so you can grab all that, and because we also tangented so much. Let's go. I love the lower voice line. Yeah, that was cool, man. The very end right there, it almost sounded like the guitar line felt like almost like a record player. Let's go back 15 seconds. Just try to listen down to the low voice and the harmony, and then the guitar player, what they're doing here. Oh, I love it. Man, okay, I dig this artist. What else should I be listening? Man, this was cool. Sorry about the tangent in there, but you know, if you play, you already know all that stuff. But if you didn't play, hey, maybe you learned something. Anyway, let me know what else from this artist I should be checking out. Thank you so much. My name is DrumRollTony. Catch me when I'm live on Twitch. Link for all the socials down in the video description below. If you liked the video, thumbs up. If you did not like the video, thumbs down. Subscribe to the channel so you can check out the next one. YouTube thinks you should watch this video next. Have a great day. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. Take it easy. Bye-bye.